means. So if I say that I am using the investor's money for my business, investor's money is what? Capital. And I am using that investor's money for my business, capital becomes a source. Conversely, anything which is a source is a liability. If you are clear in your mind in this manner, next time if I ask you a question, mention an example of a liability. You should not look here and there. Any amount that the company owes to anybody, or any amount which the company is using as a source for its business, both come under liability. Is that okay?
Yes.
Now, sir, the Xerox copies of the balance sheet, 3 balance sheets which I gave you, 4 balance sheets, and I think I picked it for Xeroxing. If the Xeroxing has not been done, no problem, please give the copies as they are. Xeroxing doesn't matter. Okay. Now, distribute. There are 4 copies, each one have one. Or divide by 1 by 2. Share. Is that okay? Now, please open the balance sheet. There is an index. If I say my current ratio is something like 1.33 or 1.37, pass mein hota hai. It need not be 1.33 exactly. It would be 1.2. Anything more than 1, approximately in the vicinity of 1.33. It's good. Supposing I say my current ratio, not debt equity please, my current ratio is far in excess of 1.33. Say it is 4. What do you infer?
Over low leverage.
Leverage barrelly. I am talking about current ratio, not debt equity ratio. Debt equity is leverage.
Current ratio.
Current ratio, we are talking about liquidity. Number of times that the current assets are higher than current liability. I have not borrowed anything. Okay. Tell me, if it is 4, that means current assets are 400% more than current liability. Is it high liquidity? Supposing there is a knock on my door with 4 current ratio, with my current assets 400% of my current liability, can I pay in cash and send him out? Why is my current ratio so high? Because current ratio comprises, among other things, what? Finished goods. And finished goods are stalling for 9 months, not moving and selling. I am going on manufacturing and creating finished goods, not selling. I have got a large proportion of work in process, that is unfinished goods. Because of the strike in my company or my cash crunch, I am not able to complete it, finish it. I am running a defaulter in tail. So they cut off the power. So my current assets comprise mostly unfinished goods, unfinishable goods. And large amount of finished goods, unsaleable finished goods. I am losing my market. Therefore, my current assets are high, building up and standing static. My current liabilities are running up because I have not paid him. And if he knocks on my door, I don't have liquefiable current assets. After all, what is the use of having current assets which can be converted into cash? I cannot give him a finished goods as repayment of his bills payable. So, it doesn't mean therefore that the higher the current ratio, the more is the liquidity. It's wrong. Then we come into what is called qualitative analysis of ratios, not quantitative alone. Quantitative is first step. To check whether I can go forward to make further analysis. Having done that, it is 1.2, fine. But if it is 4, let me hold my judgment whether it is good or bad. What do? I take individually the raw material because the composition of current assets, raw material, stock in process, finished goods, necessary. Ignore cash. I take raw material. They are all found in the notes. I take the sales from the profit and loss account this time. I go beyond the box. First time I am looking into the profit and loss account. Sales will be a first portion in the revenue. Under income in the profit and loss account you will find it. Under income you will find sales. Did you notice it?
Profit and loss account. Profit and loss account.
Revenue. Which? What?
Income, revenue from operation.
Yes, that is sales. And you must understand that. You see, we cannot give the word, a 4-letter word SILA alone. It should be from operations, income from operations, that is sale. Take that figure of sale, divide it by raw material figure as it stands in the balance sheet now. Now this is called a cross ratio. One item taken from balance sheet, another taken from profit and loss account. Sales divided by raw material. Got it? Okay? Naturally, you will find it in the notes. Sales divided by raw material. Now, take only this example. Come back to me. Over, come back.
Go to the note. Go to the note.
Sir, did you find it?
7.
Yeah,
The notes, sales figure,
11.
and notes ನಲ್ಲಿ raw material figure in current assets. Balance sheet ಬರಬೇಕೀಗ. You have to hop from one statement to another.
Raw material. Like that.
So only raw material or finished?
I said raw material, I mean what I said.
Divide. Sales vacancy.
Divide. Which is the numerator?
Sales. 22.9.
Sales divided by
In
raw.
upper low.
Raw material. Alright.
37.3.
Huh?
37.
Alright. Sir, all of you, quickly, just the A divided by B I am asking you to do.
So we find that raw material.
Raw material we didn't find at all.
It should be there.
In the
Notes
notes.
is
Notes.
In the balance sheet there is no raw material, there is current assets. Under current assets,
Inventories is there, na?
Inventory is finished.
Inventories go to the notes.
Go to
there
the
will-
notes, sir.
Inventories notes, raw material is below.
is there a note attached to inventory?
Inventories, there are project work in progress.
Sir,
Project
you
finished.
see raw material under that note. Okay. Now the people is what industry is it?
So,
It is infrastructure.
Which company did?
People. Yeah, residential projects. It's a civil. It is a civil construction company. Therefore, you don't find raw material at all. Everything will be in work in progress because you bring jelly and you store jelly. Jelly will be already along with the cement in a mixed form. So all the materials there are stock in process. You take work in progress. So see how I check with the nature of the industry, whatever I do. Not only arithmetic, that is qualitative. I will come back to you why your raw material turnover is very high, because you should look into the nature of the industry. It is a tire manufacturing company, and I am talking about raw material. You should know what raw material is for the tire. Where does it come from? And what is the supply line? Availability. You should go so deep. Not in the balance sheet, from your common sense. All right, sir. Now you got it. What's the figure you got?
0.84.
You quickly, approximately. Hmm.
14.54.
What's the company?
Liberty.
Fine. Now all of us have got some figures. What does it indicate?
This is fast moving.
Don't object to everybody. First of all, don't evaluate.
So I
Don't.
have 37 point.
Allama, what does it indicate? That figure.
Sales
The
are
measure. What does it measure?
Sales is more.
I mean, there is no raw material, means current assets in that. Part of that is.
Anyway, I'm sorry, you should mention all answers which occur to you or mind. I should not curb it. Now, supposing the ratio is number of times that the denominator is rotating in annual sales only, therefore in one period of 1 year time. The figure sales relate to 1 year, not as at a particular date. Because it is taken from profit and loss account. It is not as at a particular date, it is for the period. So the period indicated in the numerator is 1 year.
1 year, yes.
The unit is 1 year. This raw material at any one point of time is this much. It keeps on getting exhausted and replaced, getting exhausted and replaced in the course of 1 year. So in the course of 1 year, this replacement has happened 37 times or 24 times or just 0.8 times in 1 year. That means the raw material consumption and turnover of raw material. Turnover. In one operating cycle, the cycle has turned over how many times if it is 36%? 36 is the quotient. How many times in a year it has turned over? 12 divided by 36 months. That's about 1/3, 10 days. 36 times in a year, with the 360 days in a year, it has turned over 10 times in a year. 36 times in a year means every 10th day you are replacing it. Is it understood? No, you are not looking at having understood.
Okay, I understood, but I was thinking of this 14 point.
Concept the simple thing is sales divided by X is equal to N. 360 divided by N is the number of times it is turning over in 1 year. Converted into days, in this case it is 10. In your case, what is the figure?
14.5.
14 is the number of times it is turning over in 1 year. Therefore, holding of raw material at any one point of time is what? 360 divided by 14, etc. About 20 what? Days. So at any point of time, if you see into the storeroom, 20 days of consumption is kept in the raw material form. Anta artha. No?
Here it is less.
Wait. I have not talked about the nature of the industry. Take your case. What is the nature of the industry? Vipul. Construction. Now, you don't take that as a standby because the replacement takes place typically for a construction company. Cement bags are not stored for 1 year, 6 months, more or less. It is very fast turnover. Because in a construction company, it's something like a conveyor belt. Every week you buy cement and use it. So the number of times in a year is how much? About 20 times in a year. Point 8 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ. That means practically it is getting exhausted. That is true of a construction company where whichever company you go, stocks are already in work in progress and raw material stocking will never be there. It's not a typical example of this, so ignore it. You attach yourself to another balance sheet where, for example, in that case, 20 is the name of the nature. Liberty shoes. What is the raw material for it?
Rubber, sole,
hide. And 20 is about 20. 360 divided by 20 is 18. So it's 18. 360 divided by 20.
No, actually 14.54.
Doesn't matter, sir. 15 is 28. So 360 divided by 15 is about 28 or so. Say 30. 360 divided by 30 is 10. So your stocking of raw material in your storeroom is 10 days consumption. Then you decide and evaluate whether it is well managed or not well managed. Why? Not now. Now considering it is hide, which is available from Tamil Nadu on a telephone call, you need not, and it is not seasonal material. Therefore, I think 10 days is a well managed inventory. So your current ratio is good. Also your raw material turnover is good. Therefore, I am liquid. Not only because my current ratio is good. Because if current ratio was 4, I think my stocking of raw material would have been 9 months. It doesn't show liquidity. Current ratio is 4. So you have to see current ratio, convert each element in the current assets in the form of number of days of holding. For example, another example I will give you. After the break, you work it out. Receivable turnover. Now these are called turnover ratios, which empower my decision on liquidity. First stage is current ratio. Then I have to put it to a harder examination, namely turnover ratios in respect of the components of current assets. Major components are only 2. Take raw material if available, otherwise take receivables. Take material, sales divided by receivable. Same exercise. Martira, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಯಾವ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Whatever you do. I will have a cup of coffee and break. And you give me the figures. Sales divided by receivables. With this, our analysis will be over. I will not take you into all possible combinations of ratios, which are all subordinate ratios. Principal ratio for analysis is only 2, and turnover is a supplementary ratio for liquidity. That's all. Given about 300 headings, taken 2 at a time under NCR principle. N into n minus 1 times factorial n times we can have a ratio. Therefore, it doesn't make any sense to me.
has good and bad receivables.
Net totally.
Net.
Naturally. Oh, okay. Step 2 should be 12 divided by, the figure 12 indicates months. Instead of 1 divided by indicating year, you put 12 divided by. If you want, you can even put 360 divided by, if you want the result to be in days. So 12 divided by, in this case 4, it means 3. That 3 indicates months. That indicates the credit period extended. The receivable standing at that level means that on an average I am giving 90 days credit. In other words, Every time I sell, I take 90 days to collect the money. Okay? Now, that is, supposing that 90 turns out to be, supposing that 4 turns out to be 1 or 2, what happens? 12 divided by 1 or 12 divided by 2, that is either 12 or 6 as the quotient. What do I do with that quotient? If that means that is the number of months that I take to collect the money. Step 2. There are only 2 steps. Sales divided by X. That is, let's say, N. Then 360 divided by N. Step 2. You will get number of days. Based on what? Number of days for which that particular current asset is outstanding, is invested at any given point of time. Supposing I say 12 divided by 1, it is how much? 1 month. Sorry, 12 months. That is 1 year. Now, how do you like somebody saying, my receivables are 1 year old? Bad. So, if it is, supposing it is, say, something like 10. 12 divided by 10 is equal to 1.2 months. That is approximately for 30-40 days. Reasonable, good. If it is 12 divided by X is equal to N is equal to something like 11 or 10, 11. 12 divided by 11 is 1.1 or so, so many months. Okay. Supposing it is 12 divided by 15.
days.
12 divided by 15
15.
is how much?
Point,
Point
0.8.
0.8.
days.
0.8 months.
0.8 months. 0.8 months is about 24 days. Supposing the same company results in point.
For me it is 0.5.
I say supposing 12 divided by 20.
For me it is 0.5. It can for
12 divided by 24.
0.5.
0.5.
15 days. 15 days.
15 days. Okay. If you are in Liberty shoes and your 0.5 shows 15 days. 15 days of what? 15 days credit that you have been giving to your customer. That's what it means.
Yes.
I hope you are clear about the formula. Sales divided by receivable. Step 1. I get 15. Then step 2 is what? 12 divided by 15. And that 12 divided by 15 comes to 12 divided by 24. 12 divided by 24 becomes 0.5 after a month. That is 15 days.
15 days.
Then you ask whether being in Liberty shoes, 15 days credit I am giving, is it okay or not okay? It's difficult to say. There are no textbooks to answer all these questions. You should get the feel of it in business only. First you ask yourself, I am in Liberty shoe. I am competing with who? Bata. Like that you should enumerate the companies with which I am competing. And ask whether those companies' balance sheets indicate 15 days or more or less. Supposing their balance sheets indicate more number of days than you are allowing, that means there is something wrong. If you are able to allow more credit, I think your sales will increase. There could be an examination of the possibility of your credit policy. This is called credit policy. A company takes a policy of allowing so many days of credit for their customers. That policy depends upon A, how much competitors are allowing. Number 2, the long period if I allow, maybe I will get more sales, but am I not incurring interest loss on account of long period of credit that I am allowing? That's the price I am paying for higher sales. If I get a turnover of sales, or rather receivables, Every 10th day somebody keeps paying. I can save interest, can't I? These are unanswerable in one shot, but they are topics which should be analyzed in this. This is called receivable management. So did you get a fair idea what receivable management is? If my receivables are outstanding hardly for say 3 days or 5 days, depending on the product. Normally that product is slow moving product, and so in Bangalore I saw my competitors giving not less than 30 days credit. But I am giving only 5 days credit, and they are accepting it, those customers. And I don't have any bad debt. I say my product is available only for 5 days. I mean the receivables only for 5 days. What may be happening?
Fast moving. Product is fast moving.
No, production is already there, sir. I am selling it also. After selling it, I am waiting for the payment, and I am waiting for, I am not willing to wait for more than 5 days. Production is happening automatically. I am not building up my receivables. I am saying you must pay me within 5 days. What is happening?
Probably I have some differentiation. Customers are demanding, paying customers, so
No.
Demand is more.
What?
demand for my specific product is somehow more.
That could be one conclusion, that I am monopolistic. That's the correct word. Or that's the best scenario. The worst scenario is
I am selling at very less discount.
that's it. The word discount must come, not less. High discount.
Yeah, right.
I am selling it at very high discount, cash discount. So that fellow is paying almost instantly because he is enjoying a high discount. What is it I am losing? I am losing discount. My profit and loss account is taking a hit. These are the analysis. We will not have any conclusions. This is how management thinks of receivable management. There are 3 aspects, even in the exam you should understand. This is called credit policy, point 1. Credit policy comprises ABC. A. Credit class, or you can say credit standards, not class. Credit standards, singular, credit standard. B, credit terms, TERMS. And credit field. Only 3. Now understand what it means. Overall it is called credit policy. First one is credit standard. That means I have 100 customers of different categories and profiles. I classify them as A, B, C. A category, I will classify customers who have not defaulted in payment. B, they are not defaulted, but I need a little I need to spend some time for persuasion and follow up, then they will pay. That is B. C, quite a lot of defaults, enormous persuasion notwithstanding. I have yet to take a decision on whether I should write off. That is C. But I have not taken a final decision because I still have a lingering hope that they will pay. Having done this, credit terms means number of days. Credit terms means discount policy. How much maximum discount can I offer and to which category of customers? That is credit terms. Then lastly, credit period. What should be my maximum credit? Is that okay? As I told you, all these will be varyingly offered to A class, B class, C class. I won't have a single policy for everyone. Is it okay? Now all this you need not learn how to do it and so on. This is what you should be aware that a marketing person in your companies will be doing. In connivance with finance. Because ABC finance man may not come, marketing man will be able to tell. Because his job is also for collection, not for selling alone. Okay. What is the time now?
12:06, 12:15.
12:15.
I'll have to leave now. So,
So you have POS and MOS.
yeah, that cannot be done immediately. Now, they are all small things. And another 3 visits are there. It should be eminently possible.
So
to
totally how many? 10?
30 hours. 10 visits of 30 hours. So, I am planning in that manner. So, you see, one can go on talking 3 months. If I cannot convey what I want to say in 30 hours, I cannot convey even if you give it 60 hours. Because I will be repeating the same thing. It's all right, we can cover the portions and have a test also.
Credit period should be, what should be the maximum credit or maximum time?
Maximum credit, that period, that is 90 days, 60 days.
Last week the assignment was given an option of 10 million.
I don't remember.
A company recruited a CEO offering a 10 million as is a car. So how much it has to invest as a corpus for an 8 years.
Yeah.
So it was 11 lakhs.
Yes,
The answer was 11 lakhs.
yeah, you get the answer.
What is the rate of discount I had given?
8%,
8%.
7,20,000.
It's simply annotation, right?
Annuity.
Annuity. And 8.99 was the for 8 years.
8.99 to
Yeah.
8.92.
So simply 11 lakhs into 8.
I did it at 8.9, so 10 by 8, 9.9 it's 10 million.
Oh, I 11 lakhs into 8.99.
No, it's 10
Almost
million.
giving 10 million.
That's
Reverse. I just multiplied the double into 8.99.
Probably choose 11, okay, arbitrarily.
Because I have given 3 options.
10 by 8, if you divide, you get that number.
Okay. See, what I have taken is future value interest factor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Rate of interest on years. Okay.
Yes,
Future value. No, rate of interest 8 years.
That's what.
yes,
8%, 7 years.
yes.
Okay.
Ah.
And I see that value in the table and I calculated, I got the value 11 lakhs to 20,700.
724 I got, but yeah.
That's okay, that's
Yeah.
better. Okay. Correct, all of you have understood it. In the annuity, there will only be 3 parameters, of which one will be unknown.
Yeah.
2 will be given, third one will be unknown. So with the help of the table, you can do that.
The other assignment was slightly, but that was quadratic equation.
Quadratic equation. Okay. Well, I will come back next week. Please attend better numbers. And there are 3 more visits to go, so kindly take the maximum benefit. Today was it all right?
Yes.
Did you understand properly? Was coverage enough? You did waste time?